My name is John Watson, and I am an Oracle Certified Master, and I head up the database teaching and consulting practice here at SkillBuilders. Following on from our last tutorial on the new partitioning features in Database 12c Release 2, here's another partitioning new feature that I really like. I'm going to work in the SH demonstration schema, which I've installed into an Oracle Exadata Express cloud service database. By the way, the Oracle Cloud Service does have some issues, and you may need some help getting going with it. But overall, I'm very impressed by it. Now, my query in the SH schema is going to sum up the sales generated through a particular channel by a certain promotion. So first, I'll enable the auto trace facility and now run my query. Select sum amount sold from sales through channel number 3 on promotion ID 350. Back comes the answer. And the optimizer chose to use an indexed access. But this is an Exadata database, and it might be nice to use the offload processing capability rather than indexes. And I'm sure we all know that to exploit Exadata, you will very often have to push the optimizer away from indexed access paths. So what I'll do is I'll hint a full scan of sales. And now, yes, I do get the offload processing. It's proved to be a pretty bad result. The cost has gone up to 4,371, whereas previously it was 1,875. And the reason the cost is so high is that we've had to scan all 28 partitions of the sales table. So it does look as though the optimizer was correct to choose the bitmap index access path. Though, of course, since bitmap indexes are always local, it did have to scan all 28 partitions of each bitmap index. But overall, the offload processing does seem to be a bad move in this case because of the partitioning strategy. Now, the sales table is range partitioned on time ID. If I were to list partition it on channel ID and list sub-partition it on promo ID, then my query could get a smart scan of just one sub-partition. That might be much better, but converting would be really difficult because I would have to pre-create all the partitions and sub-partitions. Furthermore, if there is an insert of a row for which I have not pre-created a suitable partition, perhaps a promotion ID or channel ID that didn't exist previously, there's going to be an error. But not in the current release. At last, the equivalent of the interval capability that 11G introduced for range partitioning has been extended to list partitioning. Here's how to do it. Create table sales 1, partition by list channel ID, automatic. And the automatic keyword, that's the new feature. It instructs Oracle to generate a new partition dynamically whenever a row is inserted for which there is not already an existing partition. Then my sub-partitioning clause. And finally, just as with interval range partitioning, you have to nominate partitions to start with, just one partition to get things started. So I'll create my table and now run my query from sales 1, my new table, where channel ID equals 3 and promo ID equals 350. And now you can see I'm getting the offload processing, so I am exploiting my Exadata, and the partition pruning is kicking in at both levels. But best of all, you can see that the cost has dropped down to just 250 because I'm scanning exactly one subpartition. So what did my new partition DDL do? It automated the partition creation. As we can see here, I'll disable the auto trace and then see what partitions I've ended up with. There's the partition subpartition that I nominated here on my table creation statement, and then the other partitions have all been created automatically on demand whenever rows with new values were inserted. That's pretty cool.